Hey y'all, this is Crookalicious checking in, and today I'm doing a post-commentary for the Bogue. I don't even know how to pronounce that, so please forgive me. But it's a Tier 5 aircraft carrier in the American line, and it's a pretty good aircraft carrier. I've enjoyed everything I've done so far in it, and I've had some decent rounds as well. Now, one thing to consider when watching this round, I do not have this fully upgraded. I do not have all the options quite yet. If I did have the upgraded torpedoes planes, this round probably would have been even better for me. Now I'm gonna leave a little cliffhanger. This round literally comes down to the wire. The team who wins won in the last second, so it goes the whole 20 minutes. But either way, I hope you enjoy. There's a lot of lessons to learn. And anyways, this is a post commentary, and if you feel this is deserving of like, feel free to do so. Anyways, this is Crookalicious checking out. Hey y'all, this is Crookalicious checking in, and today I'm bringing you the Bogue, or however you pronounce it, and this is going to be a post-commentary, so hope you enjoy. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about the strategies I have usually with the aircraft carriers, as well as strategy with the team. This is a really close match. I hope you watch it all the way through, or at least skip to the end, because holy cow. Talk about like a buzzer beater in a sense. So I kind of already alluded to that in my intro, and so hopefully you see that. But anyways, this is a very interesting round. Now, right now, as an aircraft carrier, usually I like to look at to see what other aircraft carriers on the other team. That plays a big factor of how you are gonna use your planes and how aggressive you're gonna be. Now here I'm just being silly, whatnot, because people are putting things up there. But anyways, I'm gonna be commenting out or blurring the chat because of some swearing and other things like that. So, but either way, I kind of see where the whole team's going and can go from there. As you can tell on the little map below, people are going all over the place, so I don't know. So anyways, I'm bringing my fighters out there. I don't know when I've showed the makeup of the teams yet. I think I already did. And right now I have the best fighters out there. But I know if I were to get double teamed by the two carriers on their team's fighters, my fighters would be gone and they'd be useless at that point. So right now I'm just kind of spotting them out. They have both coming up. I need to fall back. My teammate's right there with his fighters. So I'm going to hopefully engage here soon with my fighters. But we both need to go at the same time. And there's the, I think it's the Horseshoes fighters. He only has 4, so we can easily take him out if we double team him particularly. But yeah, that's kind of the big strategy right there with fighter battles, is just trying to take out their fighters. And once you do, then you have free range for taking out their torpedo planes, bombers, whatever the case may be at that point. But yeah, so we take out both their first groups of fighters, and
enemy team is taking the lead.
Right now I'm bringing up my torpedo planes. I usually like to go for the big ships. I don't know what I was thinking necessarily right here. They had 2 destroyers, and I thought, hey, I'm going to go after this Nicholas, which this would have been a good run with my torpedoes if he didn't know I was going for him. But he was already kind of turned anyways, and so he was able to turn out of the way and no damage. Of course, this helps out my team be able to focus fire on him, which right now, as you can tell, they're absolutely missing. But he has to go one direction right now until the torpedoes run out of range, or what the case may be. Alright, now if you can look at the map now, this really shows the working of our team. We are majority-wise going towards A, as you can kind of tell. Some fighting's going on around B and C, but it seems to be mostly everybody's going A. So me and my teammate that are the carriers notice this, and we're starting to travel. Now, one thing I've learned primarily with this map is that if one team goes one direction, which, mind you, if it's anything like the band, it's just going to be terrible. So do not go all one direction. And let's say you do not go on the boundary where you can't cap. Now, is capping bases super important? I wouldn't say they're super important, but they are important in order to be effective in this game. But you can win by capping a little bit here and there, but not doing primarily all capping. I have lost, though, where our team just does not cap at all, but at the same time our team usually gets dominated as well. Now, as you can see with the opposing team, they are bringing their team all along the south for the most part. There's occasional ships near A and B, but majority of their ships is all down around C. So we're kind of like going in a reverse clockwise turn. Now, I have my fighters going towards the torpedo planes, which I'm realizing now was probably a very unintelligent, well, actually this is probably the very unintelligent decision, was to have them go for the fighter, because my teammates' torpedo planes were going to be wiped out, and then they would have free range against me, those two fighters, two fire squadrons. So anyways, just a lesson 101 with fighters in these battles: do not get double teamed, whatever you do. Once you get in a double team battle like this, you're destined to be hosed. So, and that's kind of what happened to me right here. I don't get any more planes. There goes group 2. Now, I don't know why I haven't. Oh wait, I do have my number 3 squadron, the torpedo planes, coming out over here. I recognize that there's 2 fighter squadrons south of me, so I need to be careful about that. I realize the majority of their team, though, is over to the east, so especially primarily their battleships too. So I'm deciding to bring my ships over there. Now, we are in actually a pretty good position team-wise. We have B, we have A. Now, if our teammates up in A would start moving south, that would be ideal. So if you're ever in a situation like this, if you're really far away from the other team, that's not good. But I do like how our team's primarily staying together, which is phenomenal. I really appreciate that. That's good teamwork 101 right there. So anyways, I thought I would come over here and help out my team, who's primarily the ones fighting over here in the south. I'm just kind of waiting because there's a lot of cruisers. That's another thing that you need to be mindful of. Push Alt, see what type of ships you're going against, because some ships have really good anti-aircraft guns, particularly cruisers. And that's one thing I do with torpedo planes. I usually like to target the ones that have very weak anti-aircraft guns, so that I can take them out and my teammates can focus on the ones that are better at anti-aircraft guns. And hopefully it works out. Oftentimes for me it has worked out. So right here I see this this Wyoming, which doesn't have many anti-aircraft guns at all, and I decided to go after him. So I use Alt, I hold that down and target out in front of him. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I think this is kind of close to him. Yeah, I only got 2. So I could have done that a little bit more effectively, but he saw me coming. Kudos for him for dodging. But I gave him a lot of damage. And right now they have several ships over here that are damaged. But at the same time, a majority of their team is right here. Now if you look at my team right now up near A, what on earth are they doing? Can anybody answer that for me? They're all going after that cruiser in the south, and they're hugging the border. Now, don't get me wrong, that guy that's hugging the boundary is using a cheat. There's a bug right now in the program where if you ride the boundary, you're basically invincible. Not completely, but from my understanding, you can utilize that bug. But they're all going for him, and I'm curious as to why. Now, my team in the south has broken up, which is not good, and we also have a guy around C9. So we got now a situation where our team is a bunch of lone wolves, or at least in the south end is a bunch of lone wolves. I call them that because they like to go out on their own and try to take on a billion people at once, never works out. Trust me, I know. But anyways, this is where my Teamwork 101 is dysfunctional. My team is all congregated up in a spot where they can't do a lot against the opposing team. And then we have 3 people who are engaging in 1-to-1 or 1v3, 1v4, whatever the case may be. They're being lone wolves, and they are likely to die. And actually, you'll see here soon that they probably will die. So I'm bringing my fighters over here. I recognize that we only have 1 more carrier left, which is perfect. So I have the advantage. He has a Langley, so my fighters are better than his fighters. So I'm bringing them down. And then I'm deciding. This is the tough part. You have to decide where to put your torpedo planes. Now in this case, it was actually not that hard for me. I need to put it around B, because that's where a lot of the enemy teams right there, and not only that, but I can replenish my torpedo planes as soon as possible. Now you can see me typing over here on chat. I put F5, I meant F1, but my whole team, look at that, there's 5 ships. Half of our team basically is over on that border and can only impact 1 ship on their team. 1.
The enemy team has taken the
Completely
lead.
ridiculous. Now, in that moment, the other team capped base. So, very terrible situation to be in. But yeah, so we have a Congo coming up, and we also have a Wyoming. And I'm thinking about going for the Congo right now because they are the more deadly ship. They have a range of over 20 kilometers. It's not a ship to mess with. But I also recognize that the Wyoming is at half health. So this is where you have to choose, and it's kind of hard to choose sometimes. In this situation, I think getting 1 out is better than getting 2 at half health. So I get into position, and I make sure my fighter's in a good spot. I usually lose my fighters because I'm focused on my torpedo planes. But anyways, put it out a little bit in front of him. And so he's going to start turning if he can, but he was going too slow to turn. So right there, get my first kill of the match. I basically did most of the damage on him. I don't know if I was the only person that did damage on him. But anyways, now it's time to destroy the rest of his airplanes. His fighters haven't taken off quite yet, and so I decide to... I realize that, and so now I decide to go attack him before he destroys my teammates' torpedo planes, and hopefully I can do that before then. I can't quite remember, but here he gets the aircraft carrier kill, so there it is. All the aircraft carriers are gone. So we have complete control of the skies now, and I recognize now that up in the north it's me and the other carrier and a cruiser, and a good portion of their team is coming right for us. We can't see all their team right now. We can only see 3 of the 5, but we have that cruiser and that Congo at B coming up towards us. I recognize this is a very bad situation. Now, right here, I put, I was going to say help up north, and then also I recognize that this cruiser has better health than that cruiser coming up towards A. So I'm like, come on guys, like, you gotta kill this dude, right? He might be new to this game or something, but one thing I try not to do if I was a cruiser in that situation, and I recognize he's at 2,000 health, 2000 HP, is I do not give him the chance to shoot torpedoes at me, so I don't want to get too close to him. Well, right now he's doing an engagement with shooting, and I wasn't really watching him at this point, but now I turn to him. He's at point blank range, and he's missing. He's been missing this whole time. He launched torpedoes off, and then you can kind of see torpedoes going right towards him. Yes, this literally just happened. He got completely owned. Good job to the Phoenix right there. Kudos to you, and I'm sorry for you, Tenru. Hopefully you can hone your skills and do a little bit better in the future. Now, as for me, I have a tough decision to make. The Phoenix goes about 35 kilometers per hour, and I realize that he's going to be around that corner by the time I get torpedoes refueled, so I have to go for him. And as a result, I get my second kill of the match. I really wish I was able to go for the battleships though right now, and you'll see how important that is. See, every little thing can impact your team. If that cruiser on my team were able to get that Phoenix, I could have focused my torpedoes on the battleship, and not only that, but that cruiser could possibly still be in this match. I don't know for sure, but anyways, right now I realize I am in range of the battleships, so my whole strategy is to stay behind these islands right now. My fighters are technically useless at this point, except to be scouts to spot out the enemy. But we can kind of already see 3 of the 4, and the 4th one somewhere over around D3 or D8, kind of over there. You just can't see him. Anyways, there goes my carrier friend. So now there's 3 ships in the north, and he launched his torpedoes at that cruiser, that last cruiser. I think he did, at least. I hope he got that off. So now there's 2 battleships and a cruiser, and I recognize the cruiser will probably be able to get over to me the quickest. And not only that, but recognizing the easy kill to get us points and to prevent him from capping A, so that we can continue to get points while traveling over there in the torp planes, my squadron. I'm deciding right now. Now, mind you, this is a split-second decision. Well, not split-second, but I would say a 30-second decision. And it's kind of hard to make up your mind completely. I was thinking about going for this Congo right here, if you can't tell, but I realized that the cruiser is going to be probably more devastating for points in the immediate future. So I line up, hold Alt, and let my torpedoes go. And here it goes. Boom. 1 hit. That's all I needed. Perfect hit. Now, I realize I'm about to pop out in front of this island so that I was going to be in range of these 2 battleships. I'm kind of like freaking out about this. Kind of nervous about this as well. So I start turning to get out of possible range because I realize I'm toast if I ease out too far. So anyways, these 2 battleships start coming around the side. And my team in the meantime are capping C and B.
Our victory is in sight.
Which is awesome. The one complaint I have is the 2 ships at C are not focusing as hard on that cruiser. If we were able to get that cruiser, we would get more points and for sure have the caps. So no complaints there. But my team is doing another mistake right now, and that is where all 4 of them are spread out, and now 2 are being fired upon by 3 ships, particularly 2 full health battleships. So very terrible situation to be in for them at B. So I'm just trying to get behind this island again, so I am not fish food. And I'm trying to decide which one to go for, the Mayogi or the Congo. The Congo has less armor but more HP, and the Mayogi has better armor but less HP. I decide to go for him because he's going to be the most impactful when it comes to points. He sees me coming, so kudos for him. I put my torpedoes in probably a little bit too soon, but still, once again, great hit. Use Alt. Put him down half health. Now all we needed now, and I wish I had this, was a bomber plane, or my teammates were in range to shoot some HE rounds to set him on fire, because he just used his repair and he's healing up right now. He's behind the island, so he did great strategy right there to hide out and start healing up and everything before he takes on the team again. Now this is the question I have, is my teammates down at B, where are they focusing at? Either way, that battleship just got destroyed. And now the battleship at C, I don't know what HP he's at, but look at him. For the rest of the match, make sure you know his position. He's been in C basically for the last 2 or 3 minutes already, and he sits there the rest of the match. That's devastating for a team. So now we have 1 ship taking on 2 ships. He should have been going for the Mayogi, who had less health, and I should have been putting this in comments. I was not putting this in comments. I wasn't even thinking. I kind of lost track of time. I lost track of helping my teammates out this way. But I realized I need to take out the Mayogi. He starts realizing that too, and so he starts shooting at him. But right now, it's a really tough situation. The cruiser is a Phoenix. Really easy to take out if you get a few AP rounds on him. Anyways, I come in, line up. I realized last second I put this way too close. And you'll see right here how bad it was. So I only get 3 good torpedo hits into him. Drop him down to quarter health. And anyways, he's able to live. Now mind you, look at the clock, 15 seconds left. I am trying to talk with my team. Right now, all we need to do is not die and we live. Now look at the score. Keep your eyes up at the score when the clock changes. What the heck, right? It changed right in that moment. I was so confused. As you can tell, this is post-recording my commentary right now. I was like, wait, we just lost? And so I had to make sure that we had only 3 ships on our team. Crazy stuff. Kudos to that team for getting a buzzer beater. I felt like it was after 0 seconds, but either way, they won, and our team just made 2 main mistakes, and in the end, they took home the victory, which is kudos for them. I had first on my team, most points, and overall, it was a pretty good round. I really enjoyed this match, and all I have to say is just good job, other team. Congrats for the win. And this is the Bogue, and hope you enjoyed.